From Australia, Boo Boo's been in the doghouse. Yes, Boo Boo has been an extra naughty boy this last week it was. Not good. So, but I'll come to that at the end of the video because we're here to review this. So the Boo Boo fans out there who want to know what he's been up to, I'll tell you all about that on the back side of this review. Right, so here we have the new Walker's Wotsits Crunchy Extra Flamin' Hot. Now, I reviewed the tortillas version of these, and I said if I could get my hands on these, I'd probably give them a go. But in the comments of that video, Veggie Matt mentioned he'd had these and he found these were quite nice. I'm sure that's what you said, mate. But you've also mentioned in other videos that you're not keen on hot stuff. You know, I think you're a bit like me. You know, you'd rather it be a bit more mild than hot. So I was quite surprised when you said you liked them, because them ones I had in the review at the beginning of it, the tortilla ones I'm talking here, at the beginning of it, I thought, yeah, they're not too hot. But as that was going on, they were getting hotter and hotter, and my mouth was getting hotter and burning and stinging the more it went. And by the time I got to the end of the review, I think I did mention it, they got quite hot. But blimey, I'll tell you what, they were hot. I found them really hot. And normally, after I've reviewed a bag of crisps, they don't hang around long. I'll put them away, and then the next time they come out, they'll get demolished in one go. I could not eat them in one go after that video. I couldn't do it. I just could not eat all them in one go. I had to do it over 2 or 3 goes. I just couldn't do it. They were too hot for me. So I don't know whether I got my batch of crisps were the first on the line and they got a big old dump of seasoning. I'm like, I don't know. But I'm interested to see if these have got to be a bit milder and a bit more to my sort of within my range of tolerance of eating hot stuff. Right, have a look at that. There's the traffic lights. So we've got red, 2 greens and an amber. Delicious taste of Wotsits Crunchies, now extra flaming hot. Wotsits Crunchy is an irresistibly crunchy twist on the classic Wotsits you love, and is now deliciously spicy and extra flaming hot. I have reviewed the are they extra cheesy ones or something of these when they first released them. These aren't good. I like these. These are like a big knick-knack from what I remember, and I like them. Suitable for vegetarians. Again, I think in the other one there was no allergens, but may contain milk, wheat, gluten, barley, soya. Suitable for vegetarians, as I just said. 476 calories per 100 grams. So there is ingredients. There's the nutritionals. Right, the price is the same as the last lot. Now, the other bag, I think, was 163 grams. 130 gram bag, same price, 150 with a club card, 250 without. Right, let's get into it. Yeah. Slightly different smell. Right, have a look. Get in there. What do you reckon? Are these got to be as hot as the other ones? Now, I don't want to say too much at the start, because I'll say, oh, they're all right. Yeah, ain't a lot, then all of a sudden that'll start kicking in. It definitely is building. But what I'm wondering is, because these Wotsits are more aimed at kids, aren't they, Wotsits? I do wonder if they have put less seasoning on the Wotsit ones. It's the same flavour. It is the same flavour. And it is quite hot. It is still fairly hot. But is it as hot? If it don't get any worse than this, I think I could demolish that whole bag. So I don't think these are quite as hot. I'll tell you what, these are a winner, these are, aren't they? These crunchy Wotsits. They are good. Right. Well, I'm coming to the conclusion that either they are slightly milder on these ones, or I was at the front of the coup. My batch of crisps were at the front of the coup on them other ones, and I got a extra dose of seasoning because they were blooming hot. Having said that, again, it's happening again. It's after I had a bit of water. I have got a fair kick to them. Cool. But they're not as bad as the other ones. Now, score. What did I give them other ones? Right, I scored the other ones 7.5 at £2.50, 8.5 at £1.50. I think I'd go a 0.2 up on each one. 7.7, 8.7. I would prefer these ones. I prefer to eat a crunchy Wotsit, even though you're getting a little bit less in weight. And B, I don't think they're quite as hot. So yeah. Right, there we are, guys. Have you tried these yet? Have you tried the other ones? What we got? The Max. Yeah, the Max ones. Walker's Max are the other ones. I won't be bothering trying them. But have you tried them? What do you think, mate? Veggie Matt. Was I right what you thought? Cool. Oh, I just hit the wire up. I ain't disconnected my microphone. Yeah, that's working. Was I right? Did you? I thought you said you really enjoyed these. So yeah. Right, there we are, guys. Now, Boo Boo. He's been in the doghouse. Now, this is a bit of a story, this is. And I've got some video evidence of this. We had a bit of a scare with Bob last week. I had a bad day last Thursday. That was 8 days ago. He got food poisoning. Now, at the beginning of all this, I didn't realise it was food poisoning, but he ate his food on the Wednesday night, and then he threw it up, and he was fine the rest of the night. Took him out for a walk, and that last thing, he's fine. And then the next morning, I got up, and he didn't even move. He didn't even lift his head up. And I really thought I was losing him. I really did believe I was losing him. Because he's a Labrador. He's 14 and a half. Well, he's more than 14 and a half now. He'll be 15 in September. So he's really old for a Labrador. There ain't many get to that age. So he can't even lift his head up. Normally when I get up, they're all three of them are all wanting a breakfast and hassling me till I get it done. You know, Bob's round me, getting under my feet. But he never even... He just lay beside his bed, head on the floor, and he had tears coming out of his eyes. That was horrible. I really thought I was losing him. And to me, I looked in his eyes and I thought, he's give up. He's give up. Because he's had this all his life where he'll go off his food for a day. Normally happen a couple of 3 times a year. He'll just eat something a bit dodgy maybe, or he'll go lick something out on a walk or something. He'll pick something up. He'll feel dodgy for a day. He won't eat his food. He'll refuse food. Won't drink much water. And then next day he's back to normal. But during that, he's normally still walking about and stuff. But he was gone. He had no energy in him at all. He couldn't even lift his head up. Just about open his eyes. And like I said, tears were coming out. And then about 2 or 3 hours after I'd got up, he did lift his head up and he started looking about, but he just looked so weak, really weak, and I really thought I was losing him. Anyway, as the day went on, I worked out he'd got food poisoning. I'm not going to go into all that, it's a bit of a long story, but I worked out he'd got food poisoning. And then I started to feel better then, because I thought, right, because now I know if he could get over this, it's just, has he got the strength to get over it? And I thought, and as the day went on, he struggled to get up about lunchtime, and he just about managed to get up, and he come wobbling into the kitchen. He's really doddery. And I offered him some water. He kept refusing water. And then I was trying to, I can't remember what I was offering him. Bit of food. No, didn't want no food. Nothing. Scooby snack, nothing. But I just had a feeling he was going to start getting better. As long as I could get some food into him, he'd get better. So as the day went on, he started to get a little bit stronger, although he weren't eating or drinking. And by tea time, I got my boy to bring me some chicken breasts, fresh chicken breasts, and some rice. Fresh, I have got rice in the house, but I don't eat rice much. And I wanted stuff with the longest date possible. So I got him to get me some rice as well, and some Greek yogurt, because Bob, they love Greek yogurt, love it. I obviously don't give them much. They can only have a little, but they all love Greek yogurt, especially Bob. So I thought, if I can get him to have a bit of Greek yogurt, and he come round about tea time, a boy, got the old Greek yogurt out, and he just put a little bit on a spoon. He licked that. So he's away now. So he's on the road to recovery now. I know he's got to be all right now. Now he's eating. So I got him to eat a little bit of Greek yogurt. He had a couple of spoonfuls of that. And then I boiled up his rice and cooked his chicken. And he started eating that. but he couldn't stand up long enough to eat it. Go on, Bobo. And he ended up lying down. He collapsed and he was eating it while he was lying down. He's never ever done that in his life. So I knew he was in a bad way. Anyway, we're getting to the bit where this one start playing up. So that night I thought I've got to stay in the room with him. I'm not leaving him on his own. So I got my garden chair in from outside, put it in their room. And that sort of recline almost so you're almost lying, but that's so uncomfortable. I couldn't get comfortable. He kept mucking about as well, keep jumping on me. And then I was in about settling down. We were all sort of settling down. And I could hear him up to something. And I looked over and there's him on top of Bob, the rodeo kid. Yeah, you. Rodeo kid. You think Bob's a buck and bronco, I think. Anyway, so there's him. I'll put some footage up. I got some footage of it, which was taken the night after. We'll get to that. So I had seen him do this once before, one afternoon. He done it in the lounge. I caught him doing it, and I didn't know what on earth he was doing. So I shooed him off. Never thought no more of it. And then he done it again that night. So because poor old Bob, he's got no energy. I quickly got up, got him off him. Just leave him alone sort of thing. And not long after that, I then moved into the lounge to try and get a bit more comfortable. Bob come waddling in there and managed to collapse in the lounge. So he was in there with me. This one never done it anymore that night. And then the next day, Bob was he weren't back to normal. He was back to normal eating-wise and alertness-wise. His body was just a bit weak. He was still a bit wobbly. He was struggling to get up. But I knew he was going to be all right. So I went to bed that night and I got a camera in their room, which I use to keep an eye on them when I'm not about, when I'm away from home, and also like if I'm in bed I can see what they're up to as well. And I put the camera on, went to bed, started settling down. The rodeo kid started up again, did he? He got on top of Bob, and I don't know what on earth he's trying to do, but he's getting on his head. As you can see, I'll put a video up of it, and he's like, I don't know if he's I don't know what it is. If he still had his dangleberries, I would say he's getting some sort of sexual kick out of it. But he ain't got his dangleberries. They went long ago. So I don't think it's that. I'm wondering, now this is why I'm telling the story really, has anyone seen a cat do this to a dog before? Get on top of their head and sort of, I don't know. It is a bit like getting on a buck and bronco. And he sort of try to cling on and hoping Bob's got to move around so he can sort of cling on. I don't know what he's trying to do. So, yeah, I honestly don't know what that's all about. I've never seen it. I wonder if he's sort of he's detecting Bob's an old boy now. I mean, Bob's always been gentle with the cats anyway. But I'm wondering whether this one here is now think he really is the big cheese. And that's him sort of saying to Bob, I'm the boss round here now. And he's sort of bullying him. Is that what's going on? Why is that, Boo-Boo? Why did you do that to Brother Bob? Huh? He was really ill that night, and there's you on top of his flipping head. What's that all about? He don't care, do he? So, anyway, I see this. I know this is the day after Bob was ill, so that's the second night. So I weren't overly worried he was going to hurt Bob. It annoyed me he was doing it to him, because Bob don't need that. So I went running downstairs, gave him a chance, leave Bob alone. I pushed him off him, get off him. I went back to bed, look at the camera. He's straight back on, rodeo kid. And I thought, right, that's it. Down I come. split them up. So Bob and Piddly have their room, and the rest of the ground floor. He was put in here in the kitchen, weren't you? So he spent the night in the kitchen. I gave him his bed. He had a bed in here. And then the next night, same thing. Went to bed, put the camera on. Out come the rodeo kid again. I thought, right, I'm more prepared this time. Never give him a chance this time. So I come down, got hold of him. Where did he go this time? That's right. Bob and Piddly had their room and this room this time. And I let him have the rest of the ground floor and a room upstairs. Didn't you? My darts room, he was able to go in there. So that was the third night. So we'd done it 3 nights running. Fingers crossed he's not done it since. But I have no idea what that's about. Does anyone know what on earth he think he's doing, the rodeo kid? What's that all about? Look at him, look. He know I'm talking about him. He's a character, he is. What do you think of that, Uncle Glenn? Huh? What about him, huh? Uncle Glenn's not going to be impressed, Boo-Boo. He ain't going to want you doing that to Bob. You got to behave yourself. So there we are, guys. If you know what that's all about, I'd love to hear. Or if you got a theory what that's about, I think it's some sort of, I wouldn't say bullying. I just think that's his way of saying to Bob, I'm the boss round here now. You know, I'm the fit and healthy animal round here now. You're just an old boy. I'm sure that's what it's about. Anyway, there we are, guys. That is another new product food review. Thanks for watching, and I hope you join me and the rodeo kid here again soon on another video. Take care, guys. Right, come on then, Bobo. Where's the buck and bronco? Oh, he's down here. There you are, Bobbles. Good lad. Go on, take it. There you are, Bobo. Now you've got to behave yourself. Bonjour, guys.